Hello everyone, welcome to our Let's Play series of Neverwinter Nights. This is Colonel RPG as usual, and I'm very happy that you're chose to join me today here in Chapter 3 in a drinking well. What is it? What do they call it? Baruna's well. It's not a drinking well, it's Baruna's well, and it's a drinking house. And we came here, the first thing we saw here in this town, apart from the barracks that we came from, I suppose they were barracks, and we have a lot of people to talk to. Let's have a chat with this Lillian Cambridge. I suppose it's a lady. It is, with that name.
About time you showed up. I've been waiting at least 10 minutes for someone to come by and refill my drink.
Oh, apparently that's a journal update. I'm not here to fill your drink. I'm Giladel Valongar. I work for Erin Gend. Ah, yes, Giladel Valongar, the hero of Neverwinter. I'd drink a toast to your legendary deeds if my glass wasn't empty. My name is Lillian Cambridge, archaeologist. I'm the North's leading expert in antiquities and ancient artifacts. No doubt Erin Gend has told you that I've come to offer my rather unique knowledge to aid the cause of the Lord's Alliance. Yeah, I'd like to ask some questions. Oh, that's why I'm here, to answer your questions about the words of power and the creator race that constructed them, and to sample the local wines, of course. Oh, the creator race. So a big callback to what we learned in a very much side quest part of the game in Chapter 2, at the beginning of Chapter 2. Well, actually, it might have been the end, depending on how we did things. For us, it was the beginning, I think. Yeah, the creator race. So where can I find the words of power? If it were as simple as drawing you a map, Giladel, oh, look at her talking to me about just my first name. Is that common in this game? I don't actually remember. They usually go with Giladel Valongar. I'd have told Erin Gend everything I know. You have to remember that the words are thousands and thousands of years old. The creator race that fashioned the words predated, she says, even the first elven kingdoms. Everything I know about them is theory and conjecture about the foundation of myth and legend. Oh, that's interesting then. Surely you must know something. Well, I can tell you that there were several words of power created, but they have been scattered throughout the north and lost to countless millennia. All that remain are rumors of where they might have disappeared. Some believed the words were taken by the dragons who dwell in the mountains to the west. Others claim clues to their location may be found in the long deserted ruins far to the south of Fort Ilkard, or hidden in the forests to the north. The truth is they could be anywhere, though I believe I have learned the location of one of the words after many years of research and study. Okay, where can I find this word? Before I tell you the location of the word of power, I need you to perform a task. Something very precious was stolen from me recently. A snow globe I had acquired on behalf of a very wealthy benefactor. If you want me to tell you what I know about the location of the words of power, you'll have to recover that snow globe for me. I mean, there's no need to... She does realize that we're talking about the lives of people are at stake here, and we're talking about a snow globe. I'm gonna go with that. I can't waste time looking for a snow globe. I don't think you appreciate the importance of this particular snow globe, Giladel, she says. There's a power locked within that glass sphere, power we cannot even begin to comprehend. I have spent many years unlocking the snow globe's secrets, and I'm not about to just forget about it. Not when I finally found a buyer for it. Anyway, the bottom line is this. If you want my help in finding the word of power, you'll have to get my snow globe for me. Well, apparently I have to. She really is completely oblivious to my pleads here. Anyway, or please, I suppose. Where can I find the snow globe, then? I was en route to discover the snow globe to my buyer when it was stolen from me by an unscrupulous, albeit rather charming, wizard named Nax. From what he told me, Nax was in these parts doing some research of his own. It seems he found a magical entrance to the deserted laboratory of a long-dead wizard somewhere in the cold wood to the north. I'll bet Nax is exploring the laboratory right now with my snow globe at his side. But if you want to go after him, you'll need this teleportation scroll. Nax told me it was the only way to pass through the magical portal leading to the dungeon. Okay, how did you manage to get this teleportation scroll then? And why did Nax tell you all this? Oh, I'm a capable and attractive woman, and I'm not above using my charms to further my archaeological investigations. Nax offered to buy me a few drinks. We got to talking about our respective research. One thing led to another. Afterwards, when Nax fell asleep, I borrowed this. Oh, okay. I borrowed the scroll and slipped off the to have copies made before returning the scroll to his pack. A couple of weeks later, I assume, because, you know, Scrolls are scrolls for a reason. They're not an A4 size or letter size sheet of paper. They're proper long things of scribed text that takes weeks, if not months, to copy. But sure, copies, she says. So amazing. That guy, she was so good that he got knocked out for months. I plan to do a little investigation of this dungeon on my own later, she says. But while I was out making copies, Nax took my snow globe. Of course he did, you dummy. I didn't notice until it was long gone. I guess it's my... Well, of course, long gone because, a few months. I guess it's my own fault for leaving him asleep in my room for so many months. I don't carry... Yeah, I didn't ask anything. I don't carry a grudge against Nax for what he did. I just wanted snow globe back. Deliver it to me and I'll tell you the location of one of the words of power. So she sounds... I mean, she's a thief. And, and she's extorting the hero of Neverwinter for information, or rather, she's not extorting it for information. She's ransoming. She's trying to get me to pay a ransom for information that could determine the fate of humanity. Because, I mean, we're dealing with an army of undead, at least according to what we can tell so far. So she's, yeah, right. Exclamation mark, sure. Sounds like this snow globe's important. What else will you give me if I bring it back to you? What's this? You haven't even begun the task and already the sordic topic of compensation has come up. Oh, sordid! Is it sordid? Not sordic, I said sordic. Is it sordid? It usually is sordid when people don't want to pay, in my experience. Although... actually, I say that. If people don't want to talk about compensation, there's... Okay, so I believe her. Usually, they're people who don't want to pay. They are very okay with talking about compensation before you do your work. After you do your work, they're not. It sounds simple, but it really isn't as simple as that. When you're dealing with people and dealing with getting money out of them, it's about as complicated as it gets. But she's actually just being, she probably doesn't want to pay me anything else apart from the words of power. Let's see what she says. Bring me the snow... Excuse me. Bring me the snow globe and we'll talk, Killadel. There's no point in fixing a price when you don't even have the item on you. Well, there is a point in fixing a price. If you were telling me, bring me many heads of these people, then fixing a price would be sort of, you don't know whose head I'm going to bring and all that sort of stuff. I mean, it's not like the people are all the same, so talking about prices is kind of moot there. In this situation, it's very much not. I'm not going to break the snow globe or do unspeakable things to it. I'll be back when I get the snow globe for you, Lillian. Don't you dare ask me where I bring it, because I don't have a pack. I'll be looking forward to it. I hope you have better luck than the others. So far, no one who's gone into the cold woods after Nax has come back. Yeah, sure. Don't lead the conversation with that. I really don't like her. I really don't like her. Also, she is... Is she all scarred? I can't really tell. It's really hard to tell. But it looks like her left side is all scarred up. So she is she's probably one for killing people. We got a commoner over here, speaking of killing. He's definitely not dead. He's just passed out. Because that's what booze does to you. Even a single cup can bring you down. If you let it, of course. A commoner Alekos. Excuse me, Miss Commoner.
It is a pleasure to speak with you.
Apparently it isn't very much.
Greetings.
Aribath may have betrayed us, but you won't let us down, will you, Giladel? Oh, I will. Oh, I still will. You don't even know.
Well met.
Look, don't bother me right now. I got a lot on my mind. What with this trial and all? That was the worst delivered line ever. What trial you're talking about? One of them Uthgard kills Griff. Stabbed him right in the gut. I saw the whole thing. So now I got to testify. Nurik over the temple is setting the whole thing up. I don't want to be rude, but this trial has got me kind of worked up. I don't much feel like talking right now. Go talk to Nurik, if you want to know more. Wasn't Nurik the guy that was also in Portlast? In the temple.
Good tidings
I
to you.
greet you.
Good
Greetings.
tidings. Good tidings, he says. That was nice. I liked my good tidings. Who doesn't like good tidings? I like good tidings. And we have the, what's this called? The drinking house upstairs. Oh, wait a minute. That's just the upstairs. We didn't explore everything downstairs, by the way. There's a...
The rage of the red tiger unleashed!
You really need to stop that. I wish you could configure. I wish so many things. Let's not wish. Success. Roll the 13, I believe. So what do we have over here? Nothing! See what you were gonna do, Dalen. You're a terrible Terrible henchman. We have gone over this before. Speaking of which, I probably should talk to him.
Yes? Is there something you need?
I just want to talk for a while. My strength is in weapons, not words. Yeah, I wouldn't mind knowing your thoughts on Aribeth's betrayal. Why do you think she did it? There are some who claim Aribeth betrayed Neverwinter out of grief. Others say she seeks to avenge Fenthic's death out of some perverse sense of justice. Well, it's actually not very perverse, but sure, whatever. There are even those who say she was driven mad by Fenthic's execution and is not aware of what she's doing. Oh, right, yes, you know, plea insanity. But I think something else drives her now. Something else altogether. What do you think is her reason for this? Neverwinter turned its back on her. The city rejected her and its people cast her out. There's no pain so great as being turned away by those you most want to take you in. Did she really? Did she? She didn't. Because Lord Nasher just put her as head of the most important enterprise that they were taking. What are you talking about? They never turned her out. Perhaps not. What? How is that perhaps not? You just said it. Okay, perhaps Neverwinter never turned her back on her. And all that I say after that doesn't matter. There's no pain so great as not being turned away. Well, but Aribeth no doubt felt that they did. Oh. Ah, well. That's right. Okay, I understand you now. I understand you. But how... oh, I see. Wait a minute, but turn her back on her, the city rejected her, and its people cast her out. How did she feel that? I get that she feels betrayed by Neverwinter and by Lord Nasher and by everybody that killed Fenthic. But everything else is kind of... Anyway, the people blamed Fenthic enough to kill him. How could she not feel they despised her as well? And then Lord Nasher sent her to Port Last with Arengand. It was obvious Lord Nasher wanted to an excuse to send her away from the city. Well, that explains it. Thank you very much, Dalen. Nice. That's really nice. I engage with the dialogue like I do precisely because of this stuff, and that makes sense actually. It's simple. I mean, in the sense that it was there for us to see. But it's just a different perspective. One that I didn't get because I didn't talk to not Abigail. What's her name? Sorry, too many names in my head. Aribeth, that's the one. I remember it started with A. But a perspective I didn't get because I didn't talk to her. But this is very important actually. Because this is me breaking my surprise. Because I was surprised to see her. I didn't see it coming. And that makes sense. It's all a matter of perspective. She feels betrayed more than not accepting like if you say, "Oh, I betray my city because I don't accept the judgment they cast upon my lover." I mean, this sounds like a weak argument. If she says, "I betray my city because I'm mourning the loss of my lover," that's even weaker. That was kind of my perspective on it. But the same exact acts are cast in a different light, and probably would have been cast if I had talked to her, which unfortunately I didn't. But are cast in a different light over here because what she did is she betrayed her city because she felt her city betrayed her, and that's quite different. And that actually makes me not mad at her, which is interesting. I like it. Very good. Very good. No doubt he thought it best to calm the people and keep Aribeth from suffering their wrath, as Fenthic had. But in her grief, she would have seen it as a cold and brutal rejection, a symbolic banishment. Well, it sounds like she was justified, I would say. I'm gonna play the empathic role over here. See if I can bring her back, maybe. I'm not saying what Aribeth did was right, or even justified, but there is... well, I said it, actually, but sure. But there is a tale among the Youth Guard, an ancient legend of consequences and betrayal. Fenthic's execution and Aribeth's betrayal remind me of a tale of my own people. I only hope Neverwinter does not suffer the same fate as the Youth Guard. What fate? What fate would that be? Perhaps later I will tell you the tale, but now is not the time for me to speak of this. We must focus on finding the words of power for Arengand if we are to save Neverwinter. Well, actually, I would... I don't...
Yes?
I like...
Is there something you need?
I like the concept of... Let's see, I want to continue the story. Yeah, he doesn't.
Yes?
I like the concept of... You have this little knowledge. Okay, I'll go in that. I like the concept of talking a little bit here and a little bit there, and they basically come up with an excuse for the different characters to stop talking about each beat. Usually it's sort of... usually it's not as nonsensical as this one. No, let's not talk right now. It just says no. It's usually my head hurts, or I'm embarrassed, or I don't want to talk about it. Well, I guess I don't want to talk about it. It's just it's the excuse that the person doesn't want to. I like that, but I feel that KOTOR did it much better because it warns you when these guys start being able to talk. It just actively stops you in your tracks when you're out of combat. It tells you, this character seems to want to talk to you, and it's very obvious, very in your face, but at the same time it's really not. And I really enjoyed it because it's just a line. It's like it's in your face because it actually stops the game and it goes into dialogue and says in between square parentheses or whatever those things are called. This character seems to want to talk to you, and you cannot say anything in that dialogue. You can just say, keep going forward. But that allows you to not miss these things. What other games do, however, like for example, Pillars of Eternity does, and other games, or like Tyranny, for example, is it just allows you to talk to them until you exhaust their lines. And I think I also, for the most part, I'm also pretty sure that Planescape Torment did that for the most part. And that's pretty cool. I like that, but I like more of a mixture. What I want to say with this is that if Aribeth had talked to me fully when I talked to her the first time, I basically didn't get the impression that she was going to talk again about different things. And if she had, and if Dalen had, I would have completed the request a little bit better, or at all, because I wouldn't have missed their dialogues. And I think it wouldn't be a miss. I think it's not a matter of pacing. That's the thing, from a game design standpoint, there's no reason to have Dalen just not say anything else. Especially if on a Let's Play, because if you're focusing on dialogue and not combat, on that episode, it's like, oh, well, that's 5 minutes of an episode gone. I planned on spending the whole episode talking to my henchman over here, which is something that happens in Tyranny or Tides of Numenera. You just spend a whole or 2 episodes, or an hour or 2 talking to a character because you want to, and that's how games are. That's why interactive I'm just going on a ramble here, but that's the thing. That's why interactive storytelling works in a very, very much fundamentally different way from reading a book. If you're playing a game, the mere action of moving forward with the narrative because of your gameplay, even if it is no choice, even if it is completely detached from the narrative, the gameplay might be you just jumping over hoops. But still, that allows you a connection that doesn't exist in a book. In a book, you very much press forward because you're reading it, but that's not the same thing at all. I get the impression that there's absolutely no downside to allowing these characters to say everything, and then in key situations where they need to say something regarding the situation, they actively talk to you. That's much better. Imagine I kill a boss and Dalen just says, or an exclamation mark appears over his head, as happens, and it's just you know there's more stuff to say, and that's good. That's good, and that's something I think that this game didn't do well, but I'm not really blaming it because there's very little games that do that earlier than that. I guess if you look at I believe it is Might and Magic. I believe it is Might and Magic that your companions say stuff out of combat, but I think I don't know if it's Might and Magic or Wizardry or both. Then again, I never finished any of those games, so any of the games in those series. So yeah. Anyway, let's go back. Sorry about that rant. I hope you enjoy me talking. I know I talk a bunch. Anyway, I have little knowledge of these lands, he says. My tribe is far from here, though I did pass through the Elk tribe territory near Fort Ilkard on the journey to Neverwinter. Okay, what can you tell me about them? The Elk tribe are the Urthgard people, are of the Urthgard people, as was my mother's own tribe, though their territory is to the south of Neverwinter. Like all the Urthgard, they are hunters and warriors who live off the land. I cannot imagine why the Elk tribe would suddenly ally itself with the Luskan forces. I sense there is something more to this. What do you mean? I have only met the leader of the Elk tribe once, a great chieftain named Zokan Thunderer. He struck me as a noble and honorable man. A true Urthgard. We Urthgard are warriors, not savages. It is not our way to slaughter settlers and wage war upon Fort Ilkard without justification. There is something strange behind the Elk tribe's alliance with Luskan. The only way you will solve this mystery, Gilladel, is by going to Fort Ilkard. Okay, well, sounds good to me. I also would like to point out that it really isn't their alliance with Luskan here that's at stake. Because Lescan didn't ally themselves with anybody. They basically got invaded and murdered. And all the citizens that survived are not allied with anybody. They survived because they were not allied with anybody. Speaking of murdered, that was mostly me that did the murdering. That was mostly me. I know. I realize that, and I'm totally fine with that. My guy is lawful evil, lawful good. So yeah, the law justifies, and he shall go through. I suppose that's the justification there. It's not the best justification, to be honest, but a chaotic evil, chaotic good character would have a very similar one as well, but not in actual relation to the law. It's just the good justifies. It's basically the same thing. That's one of the many reasons why I feel the Dungeons and Dragons alignment system doesn't actually work. It's a guideline, and that's how it's used in good pen and paper campaigns. But to use it as a gameplay feature, it's tricky. Wind by the fireside. Okay. And over here we have the leadership of Neverwinter. That's about Lord Nasher and his parent. His I don't know if it was his grandparent or his parent that founded Neverwinter. I believe it was something like that. I'm not really sure. I'm not really aware of the particular details of, like, for example, what year is it? How many years before or since has it been?
Yes.
Oh,
is there something you...
Since the events of the Balespawn crisis, I think that's what it's called in Baldur's Gate. Or how does it relate with Icewind Dale or Icewind Dale's Tale, or with any of the Forgotten Tales? Forgotten Tales? Is it Forgotten Tales? I think it is. That didn't work. There doesn't seem to be anything you can do with this object at the moment. Yeah, Forgotten Lands? I knew anyway. That's the name of the setting. Dungeons and Dragons is actually just the rule set. The setting itself is, is it the main setting? I think it is, actually. Forgotten... Dang it, how can I not remember? Adapa, I didn't want you here. I'm sorry, Adapa. I'm sorry, go away. You're good. Okay. Forgotten Lands. Trying to remember. I can't see from here. Only in the main screen. And even then. Anyway, doesn't matter. So, yeah, what I was saying, I was talking about the alignment and all
The rage of the Red Tiger unleashed!
You really don't need to, Galen. Thank you. You really didn't need to, but I think that saved me. Oh, look at that. A club +1. Yay, I'm rich. Well. It's a little bit. Okay. There was nobody up here. Now that I just came here to have a chat with Dylan. That's good. And break a few chests. That's perfectly alright. Perfectly reasonable behavior. Let's have a chat with the barkeep. Hello, barkeep.
I greet you, my child.
Get you a drink, sir? We've got a fine selection of beverages if you're interested. Yeah, there's a lot of soldiers here. You wouldn't be selling drinks to them while they're on duty, would you? What? No, I'd never sell a drink to a soldier on duty. They'd take my license if they'd take my license if I did that. I'd be ruined. Oh, you would? Well, if you ever want to ruin this man, you only need to enlist and then come over here, tell him you're not on duty, and buy a drink. He still sold him while he's on duty, but apparently that's knowledge and all. He could just say, I don't ask them if they're on duty or not, because that's what you probably should do. Not ask them, just plausible deniability there, sir. Don't be going around spreading rumors like that now, my lord. Even in jest, we're talking about my livelihood after all. Sure. I'll have a drink now. I won't, actually. You can keep your drinks. And we have a shady character. She is, I'd say, an halfling?
Hello there.
You look like the kind of person who knows how to live in the shadows. Oh, I gotta... That was a sneeze. I muted it halfway through, otherwise it would blow your ears out. And my microphone, most likely, or something. So what if I do? In that case, I'm your go-to gal. I've got the goods to make your life easier. Oh, you're a trader. Fantastic. I'd like to ask some questions. Well, I'll tell you what I can do. What I can. So what's going around here? What's going on? It's a mighty fine time for folk like us. This war has been good for me. What do you mean? With the fighting between Luskan and Neverwinter escalating, the goods I deal with are becoming rarer. I can more rarely set my price, if you get my meaning. Yeah, because you're the only one selling it, so nobody's gonna... Competition doesn't happen, so yeah, you set your price. Makes sense. I would like to... of course, you know, this is a real issue, because, you know, war does bring the prices up because of lack of competition. Let's see what you have to sell. Apparently in Chapter 3 we have some really amazing stuff to buy. So far I'm seeing the braces of dexterity over here. +3 on dexterity. What do I have? Plus strength. +3 on strength. You know what? I actually don't know... Yeah. The strength is nice, but it's just +1. The dexterity would add an extra. The thing is, my bow actually has mighty +3, so the damage output. Let's actually. Can I tell my damage output? Can I tell from here? Do you tell me, game? Attack bonus +21, +16, +11, whichever those mean. Damage over there 1 to 8, 1d8 +3. And then a +2. Okay, so really... And the attack bonus is, of course... Yeah, so this thing is really powerful. So this one is a simple +1... not +1. +3 strength. It's good for the weight, but... And I'm gonna keep it around because of that. But I'm gonna get the bows of dexterity... Oh, the braces of dexterity. Oh, wait a minute, it's bracers! What about agility? What do you mean agility +2? It's the... Dexterity +2. Oh, that's fantastic. I'll buy that. I'll definitely buy that. And now my damage is the same, but my attack bonus is... Well, it's +1. Because it's plus the dexterity bonus. That's good. At least I land my hits. Excuse me. The actual damage is... Meh. So we have braces of dexterity +2 over there, and we have braces of dexterity +3. That would be good, and I actually want to get that. It's a little bit on the expensive side, but it's just a flat-out upgrade, so I'll buy that, and I'll sell this, and I'll just put it over there, and that's another. That's actually not another point because it's just +1 on dexterity, but that's fine by me. Greater Mask of Persuasion, that's what I have already, so no need to bother with that. As for armors, what do we have? Do we have any interesting things? What do we have actually equipped? We have the Shadow Legion armor, I should say. So, nothing. Okay. What about our weapons? Do we have anything interesting? No? Oh, that's really better. That's really better. Do I want some arrows? I probably do. I don't see any. So, buy many. Buy like that. Sounds good to me. I probably should sell some of my stuff as well. Like this stupid club. Or these things in general. Sell. Potion of invisibility. Do I keep any over here? Not here, though. Any over here? Ah, I have too many of them as it is. Sell. On these magic bags, we... excuse me, we just have junk. Over here, I have a spear +2 that I don't need. I have a warhammer that I can't identify, so please do. A rift hammer over here, I'm sure it's amazing. No, it's not. 4,200. But still, sell it. What do we have? Teleport scroll. Oh, yeah. Oh, she gave me... Yeah, nice. Okay, so sell these. Sell that. Ring of protection +2. I have one already. Do I? Ring of regeneration. So these are nice rings to have. But I'm not gonna sell them. So let's see. What else? What do we have? We have nothing. Okay. And then the rest of the stuff is just things. Ooh, maybe an amulet. Let's check it out. Protection Scarab +3. What am I using right now? Pendant of the Elf +1 dexterity and dark vision. I actually would like the elf +1, please. Ring of protection +3. I have the +2. Yeah, I do. Actually, that would be nice if I could get a new cloak, because my cloak is +2, so I can't basically stack those things. But I can't get a new cloak because she doesn't... Oh, wait a minute, what? Oh, I didn't see that. Rogue Links, let's see how good that is. That is a 3+3 on a bonus to hide and a maximum dexterity bonus of +4. Actually, I need to be very careful with that because I'm at my dexterity bonus. So that means that purchase over there was wasteful. Did I save my game before I talked to her? I wonder. Shady character. I did indeed. Okay, well, I'm gonna redo that. And I'm not gonna buy the +3 bracers. But I'm gonna do that off camera because we're out of time. So I'm Colonel RPG, and this has been Neverwinter Nights. I really hope you've enjoyed it. And if you did, go ahead and leave a comment. Like the video if you want to see the next episode come out sooner rather than later. But above all, thank you so much for watching. And I hope I'll see you next episode. Bye-bye.